A song can be influenced so much by its surrounding, because when there's a lot of light, a lot of room, a lot of sun in your life, then also your ideas can grow much more. For me, I feel I make better music when there's enough sun, when there's enough light, when there's room. This album, Mimose, is different to the other albums I wrote because I challenged myself also not to repeat myself too much. And Passepartout and Juno, they have a similar sound and I didn't want to do that again. So I invited a lot of friends to help me write this album. And I think I got influenced by them quite a lot. So when my good friend Marcel, aka Orbit, came to Italy the first time in like 2 years ago, we started to make music, and I think with him I found a direction that I wanted to follow. Because of different people, amazing artists, this album is different to the rest. And I also think that I got better. This album I wrote a bit different. I didn't use that much of equipment. In the previous albums I worked a lot with self-recorded instruments and my studio equipment with a lot of synths, software and hardware synths. This time I minimized myself to, okay, I have a laptop, I have a phone. We didn't have that much equipment here, so I had to come up with different solutions. And I think you hear that also in the album. I wrote the album the last 2 years in winter, and every February and March, I think February, the mimosa tree is blooming. We always had little flower decorations in our houses, and I think they follow me around quite a lot. So when it came to the point where I had to name the album, like, okay, Mimosa tree. And I didn't want to call it Mimosa tree, but I just wanted to call it Mimose, which is the German translation. Mimose in Germany means a little bit like to be sensitive, and I think I am sensitive, my music is sensitive, and I think it works. I work with many different artists on this album. First of all, I have to mention Orbit, who became a good friend during that process. He's been here to Italy. We worked together on 4 songs. I worked with Henry Green on several songs, but we just put one on the album. He came all the way from the UK to Liguria. I work with ILO, a French duo, and also they came from France and Berlin. I worked with a choir from Berlin called A Song For You, and they are on 3 songs of the album. And I think this was also really, really inspiring for me. I was really happy when they said, yes, okay, let's write something together. I worked with a guitar master from the UK called Bo Diaco. Ordell was written with him on the album Juno. And this time I worked with him on several songs. So I'm really happy that he's back on the album as well. I worked also with Felix Raphael, a singer from Berlin, on the song Dancing on Your Own, which I think he has a special voice and I really love working with him. He has a good energy. And last but not least with Benjamin Amaru from Switzerland, and this is the last song on the album. It's called Hold On. And I think we had a special time writing that too. There's a huge difference between releasing a song and playing it live, because I think when I write music, I enjoy it a lot. I listen to it a lot. You know, like getting a master back is like getting a little birthday present. And then you listen to it in the car really loud. And then you release it, and then it's not mine anymore, it's theirs. It's for everybody. So I pretty much stopped listening to the song afterwards. And before, it's just for me, and afterwards it's for everybody. And then you have time to discover it another time when you play it live. I really love Burning Man, definitely. Just the experience of traveling there. It was so long to get there. Then all the tension before this gig, and then playing there with the setting, with the fire, everything was just perfect. That gave me a lot of joy. And I was so relieved afterwards. It's like, I couldn't describe that, you know. There are so many gigs I played, and a lot of them were special. You always meet great people, you always have good conversations. Every time you leave from home, I'm always prepared to be amazed, basically. So that's why I'm doing it. Yeah. I get inspired by places like this. This is why I went here. I get inspired by people, by family, by friends, by playing gigs. And when you have no stress in your head, then it's much easier to get inspired and you have time. Yeah.
Let it burn on down. Let it burn on down. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn, let it burn on down. Let it burn on down. Let it burn on down. Where should I jump? Because there's...
Let It Burn was recorded with a choir from Berlin called A Song for You, and that's really special to me because I never worked with the choir before, and they made it really easy for me to fall in love with their voice. So Let It Burn is a bit different to what I do, but I still love it. Yeah.
Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn, let it burn on down. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn, let it burn on down. Let it burn on down. Let it burn on down.
My favorite song on the album is Stella, which I wrote in France during a camping trip on Corsica. I was so bored on the ferry to Kors that I started writing a little bit with a sample a good friend of me sent me, a guitar sample. In the middle, the choir comes in and you don't expect that. So I'm always a friend of something that, you know, the song is getting turned around at some point and then it goes into a different direction. So I think Stella is my favorite one.
You light my fire, a deep desire. You warm up easy, so take me higher.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I think so.
That one was nice.
Another one, another one, another one.
Working with the choir is definitely something I have never ever considered, or even I considered it but never even done. And I think this whole process and the way will add such a different texture to the music than my last records. Yeah. So you can expect quite a journey actually. Hold On was written with Benjamin Amaro from Switzerland, and it's one of the only songs that were not written in Liguria. But it was a warm summer day in Berlin, and he really came in between two gigs, and I was a bit stressed, but I just wrote him, you have time, come by at my studio, and he came, which I was like, whoa, okay, he's in my studio right now, wow, okay, and he had such a good energy. He grabbed the guitar straight away and said, I have this little idea. And he played it to me, saying, yes, okay, let's go, let's record it. We recorded his voice. And I think basically he recorded the whole song and I just edited afterwards, played some piano, some synths, and
Baritone energy.
Baritone energy.
So down. Hey.
Oh.
Can you check if it's the volume's fine?
Yeah. So down, hold on to what's given.
Then I had this idea of Hey Jude, which I really love from the Beatles, because in Hey Jude the song fades out really long by just repeating itself, and a lot of people come in and sing it. So I had the choir sing it in a loop, and I said every time we had these 4x looped, okay, more energy, a little bit more. And then after a while, like everybody was just running during in that room and just clapping around and saying, ah, eh. And I think I always want to have that energy, and I think that it's different to what I do, but I always wanted to do a song like this. And I always felt, okay, wow, this is what I always wanted to do.
I wish I could run so fast that all of the past disappears in the blast, and the wind in my face, it feels alright. And I put my head in the sun.
It's very sad that's over. It's the last time here to be here in Liguria, which is a bit sad, because when you work on something, it's always present, and then it comes to an end. All this comes to an end too. So this is sad. I am grateful for everybody who came to this amazing place, who worked with me here. My family, my sister, Paula, my girlfriend, their family, everybody came. A lot of friends of Marcel came, Patrick came, Gerrit came, the guy who's sitting next to the camera right now. Everybody really. So I think this album is dedicated to friends, family, to this place, to this tree, to Liguria, to Italy, to good food, to Italian food, to Italian drinks. To sun, to light. Yeah, to the space, basically.
At the start I feel safe, I lower my pace, I stay at one place to take me out of the light speed. You shook my head and remind me I should have done again. And you said, slow down, hold on to what's given. And you said, slow down, stand still now, breathe in. Slow down, hold on to what's given. You said, slow down, stand still now, breathe in. Slow down, hold on to what's given. You said, slow down, stand still now, breathe in. Slow down, hold on to what's given. And you said, slow down, stand still now, breathe.